comes to mind when you think of a creator who works hard, puts their life on the line to find answers and bring truth like no other channel you know?
Anyone? Anyone?
Chances are, you are now thinking of the endless list of creators in true crime and crama and cannot identify it. Well, you are not alone. And yet, today's creator describes themselves as this and much more in their channel description. But before we get into this creator, it's only fair for me to tell you about me. For years, I have watched the true crime and crama community just like you. I am among the masses, lurking in chats and maybe even a Discord or two. I may have said hello to you over the years, and who knows, maybe I have appeared on panel or donated to some creators' super chats or cash apps. The point is, I am just like you. Over time, and from years of watching, I started to see creators not from watching them try to pick apart cases, but instead exclusively by way of their own online actions and words. You might even say, I started to get drained from listening to creators day in and day out, hearing creators say they were only in true crime to help or because they connected with a victim, or because they wanted justice or to spread awareness. In the world that I come from, watching creators' actions and words time and time again started to reveal that the persona of the creator is not always what they claim it to be. In my view, the acts and words of a creator may betray the persona they so desperately want you to believe. And so, setting aside my subjective views, I started to apply my unique skill set to make observations, record the data, and analyze the information to arrive at an opinion as to what might actually be the persona appearing on my screen. Like the way so many true crime creators break down the victims and anyone even remotely related to a crime or a case, I do the same. I quietly watch and observe, taking it all in, and apply the same level of scrutiny. I look beyond a creator's YouTube and social media reputation, their reliance on former careers and grandstanding. I have no use for how big or how small a channel might be, or who the creator affiliates with. I do not assign any value to whether a creator appears on TV or a podcast, and I ignore who a creator claims to be, what they say they are doing, and why they do it. There is more to what I am doing, and perhaps I will reveal that one day. But for the moment, let us get to today's creator. This creator is one I decided to profile based upon a tally of your suggestions. Entering into the study is the creator known as Bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty entered YouTube around the same time she decided to stand outside the Florida home of Brian Laundrie's parents, uselessly shouting at them through a bullhorn and adding to a disruptive, loud, and unproductive ruckus in a residential neighborhood. Her antics achieved nothing for the greater good of anyone unless you count her own interest in getting attention, but instead it appeared that all that was achieved was creating chaos, wasting police resources, interfering with the peace, and influencing a change in a Florida law such that it is now against the law to protest in groups in residential neighborhoods. But let us pay attention now only to what the Bullhorn's own online acts and words suggest about her persona. The Bullhorn appears to possess an exaggerated sense of self-importance. For example, she consistently refers to herself as we, as you can see in her own channel description. The choice of the word we hints that she believes her influence is so significant that it results in a widespread impact. In my opinion, her use of the word we denotes a need to convince others that she is a very powerful person. Bullhorn also appears to be unemployed by anyone, yet consistently refers to her online antics as her, quote, work. In my opinion, she uses the word work to try and legitimize her antics, and possibly as a way to distract from the possibility that she is not producing anything from her so-called work, the way a productive person does. In my view, she also uses the term as a way to convince others that her antics are not just a farce, but should be taken seriously, that she is performing a critical and necessary skilled function, and without her quote work, the world might collapse. it doesn't appear that the Bullhorn realizes that her, quote, work record is deplete of her own success in solving cases or her efforts actually resulting in her locating missing people. The Bullhorn's own acts and words also denote, in my opinion, that she has a fantasy of superior expertise. For instance, she repeatedly advises her audience that she knows the law. However, her own online actions and words suggest that she lacks legal expertise. This can be seen when she attempted to advise her audience of laws from the state of Georgia, yet appeared to rely on laws that govern the Republic of Georgia. On countless other occasions, in my view, she appeared to lack a basic comprehension of the law, let alone demonstrate superior mastery. Bullhorn Betty's explosive reactions to criticism appears to line up with those who possess illusions of superiority. Often, when a person lives with such fantasy, it is a rude awakening when they realize that others may not see them that way. Such a realization may cause one to erupt with severe anger. This may explain why the Bullhorn appears to lash out so severely, become aggressively agitated, and behave in a cataclysmal manner when anyone criticizes her. Bullhorn also shows, in my own observation, a certain boost in confidence and self-esteem if she receives any recognition or if she may receive attention. For instance, when she appears in media interviews, she appears to perk up and change her demeanor. In my opinion, she almost appears euphoric at times when she gets attention. Such an instance of this was when another creator known as Dolly Vision started mentioning the Bullhorn. The Bullhorn lit up when she spoke of the attention she received. When she later protested outside of the home of Quentin Simon, alongside Dolly Vision, she also appeared markedly elated, in my opinion, whenever he gave her attention. After observing this in other scenarios as well, it seems to me that any attention inflates the Bullhorn's sense of importance, and therefore, it energized her. Often with these cases, when anyone intrudes upon this euphoria, a person will react by attempting to severely punish the intruder. This is because a person will deem the intrusion as a threat or a destabilizer to their inflated sense of importance that was derived from attention. It is possible that explains why Bullhorn Betty appears to attack anyone giving an opinion on her very public antics, because she is feeling a boost in confidence and self-esteem. But criticism will knock that down for her, so she will angrily attack anyone that impedes. Frequently, when a person is angry in this way, they are so inflamed and self-focused that they do not ruminate on their feelings. So instead, they simply lash out solely aimed at attacking the person they see as a threat. They often get so caught up in anger and enacting punishment that the last thing they are contemplating is the avoidance of any negative outcomes or possible consequences of their outburst. Sometimes, persons who behave in this way may begin to have paranoia, especially if they become so deeply entrenched in their anger towards others that they begin to see the benign as a possible threat. As a result of this, coupled with illusions of importance and superiority, many individuals with this persona may avoid responsibility and therefore do not see or accept any blame. Frequently, if this kind of person offers an apology, it will sound something like this. I am sorry if I did X, Y, and Z, but I only did it because of something you did. Or, I apologize for doing that. I would not have done that if you did not do what you did to me. This is similar to the concept of gaslighting and can often be characteristic of those possessing narcissistic character traits. What true crime and crama creators would you like to see me profile next? All suggestions will be considered and can be typed into the comment section that appears below this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you will be the first to know when the next True Crime Psyche video drops.